For about 4 centuries, from Copernicus to Freud, passing by Galileo and Darwin, scientific discoveries accumulated spectacularly, suggesting that it was possible to explain the universe without resorting to a God-creator. This is how materialism triumphed at the beginning of the 20th century. But from then on, the pendulum of science unexpectedly began to swing in the opposite direction with the theories of relativity, quantum physics, the expansion of the universe, and fine-tuning. If the universe has a beginning in time, then it must be because there is a cause that precedes it. When we sit down in the morning to have breakfast and read the newspaper or watch the news on our cell phones, there is no shortage of bad news. Global warming, the disappearing ozone layer, bees decimated by herbicides that point to the end of the plant world, etc. Isn't it amazing that we need a specific nitrogen layer and a specific temperature to exist, and that a slightly lower nitrogen level makes life impossible, and a higher one causes everything to burn down at the slightest spark? The question you want to ask me: what would the universe have been like if they had been slightly different by just 10%, or even just 1%, or even a distant decimal? Chaos. The universe would be reduced to chaos, and this is what fine-tuning consists of. But let's not just rely on the evidence of cosmology. Biology at the end of the 20th century highlighted the impossibility of bridging the enormous chasm between the most sophisticated inert being and the simplest living being. It is impossible to bridge this chasm by the simple laws of chance, and we haven't yet been able to replicate such an event. However, we know enough to assess its infinite improbability. In 1953, James Watson and Francis Crick demonstrated the double helix structure of DNA, revealing the existence of a unique code for all living beings. Genetic message inscribed in DNA is coded information that contains all the phenotypic and physiological information of our cells. It's truly a message because it contains, as it were, an intelligent text that provides instructions in sequences we call genes. DNA is the most complex set of information known in the universe. As the West managed to eradicate hunger and epidemics, cured most diseases, increased life expectancy, eliminated infant mortality, and provided humanity with unprecedented material goods. Thus, humanity no longer needed God to solve its problems. This view has given believers an inferiority complex regarding rationalism. When science comes to prove that materialism is a belief like any other, we see that we are at the dawn of an intellectual revolution that in some cases can, and in my opinion should, lead us to accept a God who is creator, sustainer, and savior, but that will be the subject of a future video. Please stay tuned, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching.